Hey, fellow Florida fishermen. My name's Matt Stark. I'm the owner of Riot Baits. If you're not familiar with our brand, that's okay. There's a lot of people that aren't. We're a small mom and pop lure manufacturer that has relocated from North Carolina down here permanently to sunny Florida. And we have quite a few baits that fit the Florida market and were actually intended to be used in vegetation like Eurasian milfoil and hydrilla. Now, the bait that you guys might be most familiar with is our acclaimed fuzzy beaver. The fuzzy beaver is an awesome beaver bait. It has small ribs that actually trap air and slowly release it as it is worked through the water column. It does have very supple appendages on the side that fold down as the bait enters through milfoil or hydrilla or any type of matted vegetation. And the alternating ridge design does provide a little bit of a flutter, which kind of differentiates it from other beaver baits that don't have any movement in the claws at all. Now, here's a lure that we introduced last year, and it was specifically made for punching thick, gnarly stuff. And its body was intended to maximize efficiency by providing extra meat for your flipping hook and an additional protrusion on the head, which basically allows you to hide the flipping hook a little bit better and maximize your hookup ratio while still having a big beefy bait that's going to allow you to flip in the nastiest stuff and pull it out and efficiently move on without getting too many hangups. And that is our Cyclone. Now, the Cyclone has 4 different main claws that can be separated depending on the presentation that you want to present in the water column. It can be fished as a singular fat chunk style claw, or you can break it apart so that there's 2 large appendages, or 3, or even 4 to get maximum movement out of that bait. Now, there's 2 side claw appendages that can easily be removed to, really slide through that heavy cover if need be. Otherwise, you can leave them on for extra movement, and the thing just displaces a ton of water. Now, the Vigilante is a little sleeker. It also allows for a lot of customization. There are 2 independent claws on each side that, when detached from the main body, create a ton of movement, in addition to the 4 claws that are on the front of it. So the Vigilante has a very sleek profile, reminiscent of a brush hog or something of that nature, but the claw design displaces far more water. So it's going to be just a louder bait, if you will, because of the vibration that it causes. The Baton is our devoted wacky rig, and we're excited to announce that we're going to be releasing a 6.5-inch version of this bait. Currently, right now, the Baton is offered in a 4.8-inch size, roughly 5 inches. Now, that as a wacky rig has unparalleled action in the water. It is truly amazing. Whether you Texas rig it or wacky rig it, it has pronounced wobble, which sets it apart from other stick baits that are on the market. Rigging it Texas rig is awesome. You put it on a 1/8, 3/16 ounce pegged weight. It goes through the vegetation really well, and because it's a little bit different than other stick baits, it definitely has a different presentation that's going to get you some extra bites that you might otherwise miss from bass that have basically seen every other company's stick bait on the market. So 2 new baits that we're super excited to release this year is the Speed Demon, which will be coming to us in April, and the Velocity Worm, which will be coming shortly thereafter. Now, you hear the name Velocity Worm, you already know that it is a speed worm, and it is made specifically for this Florida market. Now, this is kind of more of a Magnum speed worm size, and we added the addition of an extra little bit up at the front head for your flipping hook, or to secure your EWG so that worm doesn't slide down your hook and potentially impede hook sets or have your bait just get torn up. So you're going to be able to catch multiple fish on the Velocity Worm because of that extra meat up there. Now, the claw design of the Velocity Worm was taken from our new Speed Demon. Now, the Speed Demon is a bait, similar to, the Zoom Speed Crawl. However, we've maximized our claw design so that no matter what, whether you rig it on a 1/16 ounce weight or even completely weightless, the claws will engage and create movement. So it's going to be an excellent Carolina rig bait or a more finessey type of flipping bait. It'll also make a killer jig trailer. So we're super excited about that particular bait. As it applies to the velocity worm, you're going to see our tail engagement on the velocity worm is unparalleled. I don't care what brand of speed worm you use, whether it be Bitters, Gambler, or Zoom, you're going to see the velocity worm has more action, period. Weightless on a 1/16 ounce weight, 1/8, 3/16, the tail action is superior. Most of those worms thrown on lightweight will have zero action at all on the fall. And that's what separates our action from theirs. This thing churns a ton of water, whether you reel it in straight or just jig it off the bottom. That tail is going to be moving constantly. But we make more than soft plastics as well. We have started to release one by one hard baits. We've got some spinner baits rolling out. We just released our new tungsten bladed jig, which creates an incredible sound. As the blade oscillates, it hits that tungsten head over and over again, making a hard tick, 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 in addition to the thump of that oscillating blade. So that's some super exciting things coming from us. We have more in store. So although we might be new to this market, guys, we have been around since 2014. We know what we're doing and we're excited to be here. We definitely hope that you guys will give us a try. Check out riotbaits.com. You can find us at Tackle Warehouse. Locally here in Melbourne, they're sold at Strike Zone Fishing Products down in West Melbourne. You can find them at Bridge Masters over near Okeechobee and a handful of other shops throughout the state. But definitely check us out, guys. We're excited to be here, and hopefully we'll see you guys out on the water soon.